Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So, last week I made a video talking about Terrmian fishing and is it worth it? Now that was the day one testing. It's been a week and I wanted to give it like a fair chance of, actually doing some testing between different rods and everything, checking mastery. So, yeah, a week has passed and I wanted to share my results. So, with that said, it really depends on what you're doing, how much mastery. Now let's talk about this. I think that Terrmian Beach is more for lower mastery. I don't even think Terrmian Beach actually requires any mastery at all, which is why, like, if you don't have a high mastery, it's probably better to fish there than it is anywhere else. And I also wanted to talk about some other spots that I have been testing, which is, a little bit outside of the beach, but also in case you're wondering, how can I get more silver fishing? And I'm going to talk about all of these in terms of the spot is exhausted. Obviously, if it's abundant, then you're going to make more silver. That's just how it works. So assuming everything is exhausted, and that means it's overpopulated, everyone's there, and just overall in general, like what's happening. So after a week of testing Terrmian Beach, I have tested with both the pay-to-win rod and the Balanos rod. I've also tested with different light stones, which is one of the that we have here is the fishing, auto fishing time. So I was trying to get the fishing time as low as possible so we can, be as efficient as possible without the pay-to-win. And yeah, so with that said, I think after about a week, I averaged a little under 1 billion silver a day at Terrmian Beach. Now, is that good? I personally got more jellyfish, like the 10 mil, the 30 mil. I actually did a turn-in before this video, so I don't have really too much to show for it. But I didn't really get too many of the 500s. I actually only got like 2. So maybe that's just really unlucky. But yeah, everything you can get in like Velia minus the red fish, the silver one, whatever, the big ticket one from Velia Beach. I don't think you can get those in the Terrmian Beach area, but you can get it at the Velia Beach, the shoreline. So let's talk about this. With everything that I just mentioned, like the different tests, if you are a person that doesn't have a lot of mastery, Terrmian Beach is probably very solid. And also, I think it's more RNG than actually fishing anywhere else, simply because the ticket item that you're getting is obviously the 500 mil fish. If you got a lot of them, you're making more than most other spots. If you didn't get a lot of them, you're probably making less. So that's really what it comes down to. However, there are other ups and downs of fishing there is you could probably go in with a Balanos rod and be fine. If you have to pay to win it, I don't think the pay to win rod, like the cool wind rod or the Grandpa's Cron rod, really affects the event drops. But like the other things you can get, like the starfish or the triple tuna, whatever thingy, those are affected, but not the event drops, as far as I understand. And yeah, I just think that if you were like a higher mastery, I would say like 1800 plus, and you're testing other spots, I think it's probably better overall. But like if you're a new player, you don't have any gear, and all you have is, a Balanos fishing rod, your chances are you'll do really well at the park. So that's about it. A few other things I wanted to talk about was spots that I have been testing out. Now, I actually just sat down here because I wanted to check something, but apparently the weekly fishing event thingy, what is it? The title token for like the weekly contest. I don't even know when that starts. I'm not going to lie. I want to try it one day, but I should probably read the patch notes and when that's happening. But there's like a book thingy that shows, and it tells you like what you catch, your biggest catch for fish, everything is. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah. So I'm going to talk about some other spots that I actually go fishing at and, alternatives, and just in case you guys are curious. So with that said, outside of Terrmian Beach, The golden standard is probably the Velia shoreline right down here. Everyone knows it. It's 24/7 exhausted, but it is very consistent silver, no matter how good or bad you are in terms of mastery. So the places I fish, I don't technically like go for the big ticket items. So obviously the 1 billion silver Migaloo pink dolphin fish is really rare, but I would rather have consistent silver versus like getting 1 billion pink fish every like 4 days or something. And yeah, so I think just in general, even when the event ends for this, Velia Beach is really solid. The shoreline or the pier down above Alta Nova, that is a very solid one as well. Keep in mind, a lot of these are exhausted even before I told anyone these spots, so it's like I'm not affecting anything. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So how good are they? While exhausted, still pretty good. Tigris Island, very solid. I've also tested some Margoria spots, like just going around for hot spots in the ocean. I think if you are fishing in the ocean, you are significantly going to make a lot more silver than anywhere else. However, it's a lot more work simply because you're in the middle of the ocean. Obviously, if you're fishing in danger spots like down here, you could be attacked by sea monsters. But also, you know, it's just kind of like you have to turn it in. You have to go boat back and then turn it in at like Ojaxia or Valencia. So a lot of these spots are really just, are you getting good stuff or what are you going for in particular? Also, another spot that I tested was, you know, down by Arihaza. You just sail down until you hit an invisible wall somewhere, and then you fish there. That one is, you know, decent. Or there's an island over here that's okay-ish as well. But I haven't really been going for the big ticket items like the 1 billion. I've just been trying to go for like 1 to 2 billion silver a day from fishing. And honestly, even Velia Beach or the coastline is not that bad for it. I could do that with average RNG, but if you guys want to make that faster, obviously there's a lot of other spots to be fishing at. So yeah, I just wanted to say that once again, if you are fishing at the Terrmian Beach, it's ultimately fine. It's really just dependent on, do you get to 500 mil fish? Then you're doing well. It's competitive with others. If you're not getting them on a regular, then it probably feels bad and you're making a little bit less. But if you're just now getting into fishing, you don't have a lot of mastery, that's a good spot. If not, coast's fine, and ocean is fine as well. But I think when in doubt, Velia Beach is just consistent silver. If you're one of those people that just play half the time, like let's say you have 3 hours, like I don't know, 3 hours to play. If you were to fish at the Velia Beach for like an hour or two, it's probably fine. But you really, the silver comes in from the big catch, the silver one, and leaving your game on overnight. But yeah, consistent. Everywhere else is decent. Terrmian Beach, you hit the 500 mil. If yes, then you're doing good. There's also the weekly thing you have to do, so make sure to at least save a few of them, and you're good. But with that said, let me know what you guys have been doing. Have you been fishing at the Terrmian Beach, or have you been elsewhere? I know generally people keep it a secret, which I understand, but if you've been testing either spot, have you been making more or less compared to the beach? And is it over 1 billion silver? And what's your mastery? Because once again, I really don't think mastery is affected here, or if it is, it's the mastery is affected, but not, I don't think for the event items. It's like, you know, these kind of fish that go into fish tank versus like the event ones. So realistically, if you're just doing auto casting with Balanos there, I think it's fine. And if you're not, it's no big deal. But yeah, with that said, wanted to share my thoughts. Terrmian Beach, a little bit under 1 billion, I guess overnight, and then same with this one, this is probably over 1 billion a night, but comes down to 500 mil fishes there. Anyway, I'm out for today. Let me know what your results were, and are you staying there at the beach? And I'll see you guys later. Peace!